Today is August 13th, 2026. Of course, today. Of course. I took my client to work. Went through a McDonald's. Of course, there's a stupid idiot saying stuff. How they're going to try to make sure Melissa don't get arrested off this. And da 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 da. Why wouldn't you want her arrested? She's dangerous. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want her arrested? Hiring drug dealers with my ex-husband to break in my home, set up on camera stalking me. Those drug dealers were Judge Peter's group from Florida. They admitted that in 18 and 19. Even at the family church, it was them. They admitted they sold kiddie porn and my grandkids going potty on porn sites. Sold me on porn sites. Was where I thought it was the dirty well water giving me cancer. Never seen or talked to anyone. That they were having those drug dealers hide behind doors I'd walk by. Who would look for a drug dealer in your house? And you feel an ouch. And you're looking for a bee or a wasp or a bug that bit you. Your drug dealers rush out and stab you with a hypnotic drug to lean back. And you're looking for an insect. Go out and take a drink. The room goes dizzy and black. Hours later, it's like, what happened? The room's spinning. You're throwing up. You have a severe personal infection. The only thing new to you is the orange well water you're showering. Or get a shower and get dried off and get in bed, and you wake up with orange, lemon, grapefruit, ice bruises all over you. Severe infection. You're blaming the well water. Never talk to anybody. Found out those drug dealers had been using hypnotic drugs on you. Drugged you up and told you to say horrible stuff and had you beaten, raped under the hypnotic drugs. Okay? And they had photoshopped washing in the shower, laughed in your face, drugged you and told you to say horrible stuff, and you never seen or talked to them, terrorized you on how they played with you. Now, she hired them to do it so she'd get everything in her divorce. My ex-husband had it done so he'd get everything in his. They were in it together. Now, somebody that's hiring drug dealers to break in and harm somebody like that, violate them. Do you know it's like 100 years in jail? Why wouldn't you want her in jail? She's dangerous. Well, if you're saying it's a lawless country, if you're apostolic, that means you can go up to Portage County, go to the bars, the strip clubs, hire the drug dealers to break in anybody's home you want to destroy. Photoshop washing in the shower, have the drug dealers drug them up and tell them to say stuff and beat them, rape them, and leave them like that, and you never even see them while they're in your home. And they think they got the flu, they got COVID, don't remember where they banged their arm or leg. And they're so sick they can't even sit up when it wears off. Here they've been drugged and told to say stuff. And unfortunately beaten, raped. And they don't know what's wrong with them. They think they're dying. They never see or talk to anybody. Go to the doctor. Nobody thinks of a rapist. So all you have to do is to tell them to tell the cops that they're apostolic. And they can have it done to people. And a call is above the law. Since when? So you can go hire the drug dealers to do it to anybody. As long as you tell the cops you're apostolic, you can do whatever you want. Right? She, by law, and everybody in there, she got 100 years. For what they did to me. Googled it. Comes out to around 100 years in jail. Or more. Now, I Googled not only what is a jail sentence, now where they try to lie, there's an attorney doing it. It's not an attorney. May 9th, 26, Myers in Alliance. That guy, Will, is just one of my ex-husband's girlfriend's dads impersonating an attorney. They pulled his credentials, they're not real. I didn't think they were. He's too dumb. He doesn't know one law. Okay? He doesn't know one law. Constitution don't matter. These messages, somebody you've never met. Fourth Amendment don't matter. First Amendment. Constitution don't count no more. Yeah, because to him it's a lawless country. Good idea. So he's not an attorney. So again, today, where I Googled what would be the jail sentence for an attorney hired by a husband to set up button cameras in a private home, stalking his wife without her knowledge or consent. Having drug dealers drug her for fake confessions, being rape or under drugs. Photoshop washing and drug confessions. It's life in federal. Then I Googled with that statement, is any of that admissible? And it's no. Where the police, the prosecutor's office, a real criminal attorney, they're not admissible. It's the Fourth Amendment. And the Fifth. So, you know what, today? Of course, today. I have good and bad around me all the time for almost 8 years. Okay? I go in to my grandson's counseling. Okay? We take him back home. I got to go to a store. I wanted to look at this one clothing store. And there's women in there. I know we're supposed to keep an eye on her because they tortured her. Then there's, of course, riffraff. They had her look her up. There's no real case. They're just driving around making fun of her. Some attorney taped her before. They're getting ready to take care of her. That church is making fun of her because they stole everything from her. And there's no real case. And some guy's having us watch her. She had reported some guy was trying to sell her. And who would want her as fat as she was? Maybe she was better looking when she lost weight. Drug cartel. They're mad I gained some weight. They can kiss my fat ass. You know, if you didn't want me fat, you should have left me in my mobile home where I was happy. Where you didn't terrorize my older husband and I had to put up with him having screaming meltdowns and panic attacks. And so fearful we couldn't go anywhere. And, so I'm stuck at home. Should have left me alone where I was happy. And you shouldn't have had Carl's kids threaten his life, beat a horse, poison a cat, try to frame him. You know, I had saved up. I was going to have a little bit of like liposuction in a couple little areas that had like couldn't get rid of the extra little slump you want to get rid of. Found a really good deal on having it done, and I trust the doctor. But no, instead I had to take the money and pack my things and put it in storage. Stay with somebody else for a month and have to pay a lot of money to move in a new place and waste all that money. Then it was such a bad place, put a lot of money into fixing it up to make it livable. So, and then I have him having panic attacks, health issues. Oh, and I gained a little bit of weight, have to stay at home all the time cooking. Bite me. Oh, she was probably better looking when she was thinner. Kiss my ass. See, that's where these people are so, they think they can blow any kind of hot air out their ass and anybody will believe it. You know, Maddie's friend, Maddie lives 2.5 hours away. His friend on the police department knew of my case. Knew of the Texas group. Oh. U.S. Marshals. Keith went down and met them in Canton. And one of the guys, they saved his life off my case. Oh. See, there's a real FBI case with real legal police surveillance, with a real sheriff or a federal agent that has to document and verify everything every day. Oh. Oh, there's no real case. They just run around making fun of it. See, that's what they try to tell people. And people are fucking retards around here. Who's telling you that? See, that is a cult. They think they can lie, tell you a lie, tell you another lie. You'll keep falling for the bullshit. See, that's one of the things. I wouldn't fall for their bullshit. They come up and tell you something. It's like I don't believe a word of it. Try to tell you some more. It's like I didn't believe the first part of it. Because that's how they brainwash you. It was down in Carrollton. They looked up my case and they found it. Big drug dealers went to jail and they saved a lot of people. Oh, same thing in Tuscarawas County, where the Stark County Sheriff's called on and told them. You actually pull the case? Dear God, a retired CIA agent that would go out and talk to him when we got done talking knew of my case because there was 4 nationals involved. It's a big case. You know, last year, every time the police document and verify everything, then it gets entered in the case. Documented and verified. Okay? It's rolled off. They already took care of it. It's documented and verified. August 31st, 25, Summit Mall, upstairs. It was documented and verified they did use hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. She has no memory of those people. Nobody's allowed to say a word. You know, some guy, it was either that day or a few days later, Agent John needs to stop dicking around and pay her. These people are threatening to get this case thrown out because he hasn't paid her yet. I went today over to Mark's out towards Belden. Some guys in there and other people. We all know this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. We all know it was. The whole thing was. That's all they were doing. Some guy off in the distance, I heard him. Melissa thinks she can put her name on trying to extort money out of the government. She can go to jail for it. All right, that's where, and somebody mentioned that other Michelle going in and telling all of them, lady, I haven't met you, but I think you rock. I takes a lot of courage to stop people like this. Thank you. I've only seen her. She's real pretty. The one that was dating an agent on a ruse, and he broke up with her when he told her that, she told him that the doctor from before was not one of mine, works for them, and they had lied he was one of her doctors. And when they bashed him ahead, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. It didn't work. That was March 27th, 25. Carl seen her at Sheets in Hartville parking lot. Poor thing's having a complete meltdown. You could just hear the pain in her voice of screaming about that guy breaking up with her when she told him. Then these people threatened to kill her. Shave her head, make her work like a servant, and then kill her. And left threats everywhere, clear up to Summit Mall. And instead of cowering, her and her friends went badass. I'm so proud of you ladies. And thank you. And every time one of her or one of her friends find out, they go to the police and the FBI. Like some girls up in Summit Mall, it's just Katie's family trying to steal everything for themselves. Okay? And November 23rd, 25, Summit Mall, Macy's downstairs, girls were real loud. How they needed someone to run a scam on to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was already connected to him, so they went to him, asked him if they could do it to her. He said yes, if they made sure he got everything in the divorce. December 1st, 25, Walmart 62. An investigator came in. That other Michelle had showed up in his office, told him that these people confessed that this whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved. And that the doctor from before is not one of hers, works for them, and they had lied he was one of her doctors, and she actually don't know who he is. That guy Pete running his mouth about her, she don't even know who he is. It's just some guy that Dave hired on his own. And these people admitted to using hypnotic drugs on her and drugged her and told her to say it before. And she has no memory of those people. And that tape of Weird with Yourself is nothing but photoshopped a washing in the shower in the other room. The whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. This is what they call the bill from the Freemasons, big scam of how to steal our money. It's that guy Will that is the fake attorney, May 9th, 26, Myers, in alliance by the Front Register investigators. Hired of that so-called attorney for children. I looked up his credentials. He's no attorney. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. They think it's one of his girlfriend's dads. It's that bad. Just impersonating an attorney. Well, the guy don't know one law. He don't know a law from his asshole from a hole in the ground. He's so dumb. Constitution don't matter anymore. Fourth Amendment don't count. There's no First Amendment. There's no Constitution at all. They have rights to do this to everyone. No, they don't have a right to be a terrorist group. You know where they go through the list of when they document and verify everything. The officers or investigators will walk up and say something Like, it's documented, verified, she was found innocent of everything. It was documented and verified they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. It's documented, verified, a shower scene in the other room that is photoshopped for the tape of Weird with Yourself. It's just washing in the shower. It's documented and verified that Melissa and her kids are documented me games of pretend, and that she never hurt anyone. It's documented and verified the agent that returned my phone call from the hotline told on me to that church before he even spoke to me. It's documented and verified that Dave was letting one of his girlfriends from before me use my insurance for 15 years and run up medical bills in my name. It's documented and verified everything that was wrong with me before was, besides my muscles locking up, was already documented as fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. That almost killed me. It's documented and verified that John defended me, that he didn't know what was going on. He told an investigator that showed up July 26, 25, that nothing bad ever happened to him. Totally defended me, even told his co-workers that I had never hurt anyone. It's just these people. And it's also documented and verified he asked me to be a reliable name on a court record to even babysit his kids years later, but I couldn't help him. It's documented and verified Danny and Jen did not know about the tapes before, and or their kids, and they didn't know anything about the shower scene tape of Weird with Yourself. It's documented and verified Josh did not know, and all my boys defended me. It's also documented and verified my ex-husband, when I confronted him, he totally defended me. It's documented and verified I was framed before, and it was a drug cartel in my home before. It's documented and verified everyone that was arrested from this case and everyone that they saved. And then everything I lived through helping the FBI. Get the idea? FBI case. There's a real one. They told these people years ago everything they had is not admissible. And that carrying around the house stands alone. That FBI case stands alone. I'm going to upload this.